OK, people, time to dust off your magic books as we give you an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at magic school. This is the Sorcerer's Apprentice Extra.
Here at the Sorcerer's Magic School, the pursuit for magical excellence is getting more and more competitive. And don't forget, there can only be one Sorcerer's Apprentice. And right here is where you find all the latest news and gossip.
Welcome to Sorcerer's Apprentice Extra. Coming up on today's show, an exclusive performance from one of the world's top female magicians.
In here.
Lifting the lid on the magical mysteries of chemistry. And the sorceries struggle with their toughest audience yet. At the Sorcerer's Magic School, the remaining 5 boys and 5 girls are striving to become the Sorcerer's Apprentice.
The kind of apprentice that I'm looking for, somebody that is dedicated, somebody that seeks to be skillful, somebody that aims for perfection.
On Sorcerer's Apprentice Extra, we're following our wannabe magicians every step of the way.
We can only give them a round of applause for that. Brilliant. Hello, Mr. Sorcerer, sir.
Showing you exclusive interviews and uncut footage.
Group hug.
And bringing you our own unique take on all things magical.
Into the rib cage.
Another day at magic school and another early start.
Good morning, wakey wakey. Time to get up. OK, girls, I've got some news for you this morning. We have chores to do. Listen carefully. You have 10 minutes in which to get dressed. The children haven't done any chores for a long time and they've got a little bit slack, and I think magic requires discipline, and discipline starts with doing some chores and helping out.
It wasn't just the girls who were expected to muck in.
Good morning. Wakey wakey, time to get up, let's go. Got jobs to do this morning. No blazers, no sashes, have your sleeves rolled up and your plimsolls on. Don't be long.
Miss Ford had made it crystal clear there was only 10 minutes to get dressed and ready, but the girls had other priorities.
Girls, you haven't got time for a pillow fight, and look what you've done. You cannot destroy other people's property. It's not very good behaviour, and you've just been told you've only got 10 minutes to get dressed.
That told you, Ellie. Finally, the sorceries emerged to the cold, hard reality of menial chores. And Miss Ford soon whipped them into shape.
Mehmet and Frankie, you are cleaning everybody's black shoes. Leonie, Thomas and Megan, you are going to be washing the white shirts, which I believe are not very white at the moment.
Man.
Alex, Thomas and Rebecca, you are cleaning wands.
Yes.
And sweeping stairs. And Ellie and Joe, you are cleaning out rabbits. OK. Get to it, please. You don't have long.
What a nightmare. To have any hope of finishing their chores before breakfast, the still sleepy sorceries had to give it some serious elbow grease. And it looked like this lot weren't used to getting their hands dirty.
Freezing this cold. Oh, I just went all down my shirt. Keep swallowing pieces.
It wasn't the best start to the day, but the sorceries had a tough choice: to get the job done or go hungry.
Our early morning chores were really boring. I mean, having to do chores in the morning when you just get up.
We had to use our fingers to pick the excretion up, or you could say poo, up, and it all went down my glove and it went on my arm, and I was like, oh.
It was fine for me, but I don't think it was fine for Joe's, because I had to clean it all out, and he was like...
Now, many magicians grab their inspiration from all over the world. And so today, the Sorcerer has got a very special guest coming in to the school to give our trainee sorcerees some Oriental inspiration. Oh!
In an exclusive, Sorcerer's Apprentice Extra was there when they witnessed an unforgettable performance from a world champion Chinese magician.
Please give a big round of applause for Miss Juliana Chen. Thank you, Juliana Chen. Did you enjoy that, sorceries?
The sorcerees were totally wowed by Juliana's performance and couldn't wait to start working out the secrets.
She's worked many years.
And she had the deck of cards. She
very
kept producing
hard.
decks of cards.
So cool. How she flicked them cards was amazing, and the mask changes were really quick, and her costume changes were really quick, because she was so good.
So you hold it like this in this finger. And
We caught up with Juliana when she spilled the beans on some of her amazing tricks.
put it down here because you can hide in here. Nobody can see the cards in here. See? So now you put your middle finger. Then you go like this. Put out.
Oh, wow.
One more time, okay? So I leaving the old cards for you guys. Yep. You got it. You got it. It's a middle finger.
What, like this?
You got it. You got it. This little one got it. You got it. And also for me, I shooting like this. Same one. I shoot. See?
Oh,
You see?
it landed on me.
So look.
There you have it, sorceries. Just another 10 years of dedicated practice, and you could be up there with Juliana.
Everyone say thank you, Juliana. How many cards in here?
Thank you, Juliana.
Did yes. Bye.
Fired up by Juliana's star performance, it was time for the sorceries to be introduced to their next magical theme, the mysterious art of transportation.
Now, transportation is when the ontological structure of a mass or an energy travels either visibly or invisibly through the medium of
Here we go again. What is he going on about?
and or time.
I think that just means transportation is the illusion of making an object disappear and then reappear somewhere else.
One fish, in it comes, we'll haul it all the way in.
To demonstrate, the sorcerer caught a special goldfish,
One goldfish.
poured it into a container,
Here we go. Right, next step. Step 7. Sit still. Sit still. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and I lift it up. Strange. The lamp switched off.
the fish then magically disappeared and was transported to the most unlikely destination.
Oh my gosh. You mean the goldfish actually transported from your head into the light bulb? Okay, hold it still.
That's what it had looked like. The goldfish had travelled through space and time.
1 goldfish transported from your head to the light bulb and all the way back again.
It looked like transportation would be a seemingly impossible discipline to get to grips with. And it was about to get worse.
The next time that you perform, you'll actually be performing in front of a group of your peers, your own age, people that you'll have never have met. So, be prepared, get yourselves ready.
Magicians have to be able to perform in front of any kind of audience, but the sorceries had mixed feelings about their forthcoming show.
I'm feeling a bit nervous performing in front of people I don't know, like, about my age.
That might be all right, because they might laugh at our jokes, you know, because we're the same kind of age, so they might actually get where we're coming from.
I think when I perform in front of people, I'm more confident and I don't think I'm going to mess up.
And so our trainee magicians went into their first magic lesson of the day, knowing that transportation was a tough task to tackle.
Gentlemen, if you'd like to come in, grab your seats, please.
I'm going to give each of you a ring.
Miss Evans showed the girls their transportation trick, which involved a ring
One.
and a very cute little assistant.
Oh. I know, I thought you might say that. Megan, please come over here. Now, show everyone your ring. Everybody take a quick look at it. That is yours. Hold on to the ring through here, twist it, and hold right there. So there's no way that that ring can come out through the bottom. Now, on the count of 3, I'm going to get you to let go, okay? Watch. 1, 2, 3. The ring is gone.
But that was just the beginning.
You bought a gift. I think that's for you. Please open it up.
It's my ring.
Impressive stuff.
First of all, everybody gets a bear.
But not so mysterious when the secret was revealed.
It goes through the hole. Oh, it's horrible. It's not horrible.
The ring goes through the teddy's head, out of his tummy and into the box. But how did the ring disappear from the hanky?
So, here we go. I have a ring here. I'm going to use my hanky, but you're all going to have a different one of your own. Show it, both sides. There's one thing I'm not showing you, and that is the corners. It's because there's a ring sewn into that corner.
So that's how it's done. Shh, don't tell anyone.
Now I'm going to show you the trick that you guys are going to learn.
Next door, Mr. Knight was busy with the boys, again making something mysteriously move.
Watch very closely, right? There's what you guys have done. I'm going to cover this up. My job is to make that travel from this cup and land to this cup. And if I lift this cup up, ready? If I lift this cup up, it's...
Gone!
Gone! And as she flies through there and it lands back over there. Look at that. If you missed it, we'll do it one more time, OK? We'll do it visually so you can see exactly what happens. Watch. Place it into the hand. If I give it a rub like so, that's how we can make it vanish altogether. If we make it vanish and we lift up the cup over here, and that's back over there. If you take that, you open it up for me. Hopefully it's got your rattlesnake inside. It is indeed fantastic. I'm going to go through it with you so you can see exactly what happens. Now, on this wand, what I've got is I've got a length of thread with another ball in it with a bit of blue writing in it, OK? I'm now going to lift up these cups. And what I do is I lift up the first cup and say, this cup, guys, what's inside this cup? And everyone says it's completely empty. And as I go to lift up this cup, I grab this bit of paper and say, again, this one is completely empty as well, and I place that then there. And so what I'm doing is I'm retaining the bit of paper that you guys have just written in. So that then goes on top of it, OK? All right, so this is then the move, so you've got to watch very closely. You lift up this to show that it's either still there or that you made it travel back, and the move is this. Your hand cups the action, so you really shouldn't see this happening. As your hand comes down to put this back on, this has just been tugged away.
They were tricky techniques, and the boys certainly needed the practice.
Down. This is where it gets fiddly. Oh, it snapped.
It seemed poor Thomas had a severe case of magical overload.
Little Thomas Hewson hasn't got a clue what's going on. He's got it in his mind, and because it's a hard trick, he's never going to know it, even though he's done it over and over again to me. But because he's got that mindset, oh, it's a hard trick, he's forgetting it every time he finishes.
The girls' trick was also proving troublesome.
Oh, dear.
Right, just come out.
We have a lot of problems with different parts of the trick. I've given them a lot to learn, so I'm not surprised some are having more problems than others.
Let's try that again.
And so the race was on. Which individuals would be dedicated enough to perfect their tricks in time? Fresh from magic lessons, the sorceries went straight into their next class, and Sorcerer's Apprentice Extra went along too.
Can you all stand around there?
Transportation is, of course, about moving something from A to B, and it was something Dr. Shidlow set out to demonstrate in an explosive chemistry lesson.
I am going to show you today 3 methods for using gases to transport objects from one place to another. I have in here a liquid which I like to call my magic disappearing water. I'm going to pour some into my beaker here. Now, I like to call it magic disappearing water because if I throw it into the air and it comes down and it disappears and there it is, children, it is no longer there.
The good doctor quickly brushed himself down for his next experiment. So, what do you get when you combine some shiny new dustbins with a mad scientist and his favourite chemical, liquid nitrogen?
What I'm going to do now, once it's settled down, and it's almost settled down, I'm going to put the top on. Now, you must never, ever do this kind of experiment at home where you put the top on something which is boiling. Otherwise, it will explode. And that's exactly what's going to happen here.
Very wisely, the sorceries beat a hasty retreat. And remember, never ever try anything like this at home. See? Chemistry's pretty magical.
Keep watching, children, because the next one could be even more violent. A rocket... Oh, my goodness. And as you see, now watch out for the...
I think we can safely say those dustbin lids were transported.
But this is what gets left of the bottle, you see. This is the power of a liquid boiling.
The doctor decided to add a bit of competition to the lesson by seeing how far his pupils could fire a cork from a bottle with a bit of help from his friends, hydrochloric acid and potassium hydrogen carbonate.
Then put the cork in really tightly. Really tight. The tighter you get it, the further it will fly.
It was a fierce battle. They were paired up, one firer and one marker where the cork had landed.
I point it upwards more. There we are.
Megan was the first to pop and Leonie was off.
The cork went. Wow! That one's gone right down the... Next one!
But Joe Savage's cork looked like it touched orbit.
Wow! Whoa! And the last one. Who was the winner then? OK, well done.
It was a close call, but Joe and Frankie were the winners. Remember, do not try and copy this.
Now, while our sorceries are busy competing in the magic school, our magic teachers are busy competing out here. Yes, it's time for another teacher challenge. The theme of today's show is transportation. And in honour of our special guest, all the way from China, Juliana Chen, we have an Oriental twist. In front of you, you'll see 2 Chinese bowls. In the first one are some various objects. You have a duck, a dummy, and a ping-pong ball. Your challenge is to take the objects from this Chinese bowl and put them into that one. Yeah, that's not much of a challenge like that, is it, really? So what you've got to do is run all the way around with your first object and then come back and put it in this bowl. Now, of course, I mentioned the Oriental twist. You'll be running around with these chopsticks. Don't forget you are playing for the Teacher Challenge Trophy. Scores at the moment are 3-all, so it's all to play for.
Yeah. Put it down! What? You're cheating already.
Time starts.
Right.
Sorry, Anne.
Now! So Miss Evans there has chosen to go with the dummy, quite an easy object to pick up. Mr. Knight has gone for the more difficult duck. He's tried to go on the wide there for the overtake, but it's completely let him down. He's lost about 3 seconds there. And Miss Evans is off with a rubber duck. Mr. Knight found a bit of trouble there trying to pick the dummy up, which of course was Miss Evans' first choice. He runs more like a girl, but he's starting to catch up. Miss Evans is really romping away with this one. She's doing very well. Duck goes in. Miss Evans is away. And Mr. Knight, weirdly, has put both of his objects back in the original bowl. He's cheating because he's knocked the ping-pong ball out of Miss Evans' hands, but actually, if she gets back and puts it in the right bowl, she will have won. I don't think he realises this yet, but of course, the item has gone back in. Miss Evans has done it. OK, now, well done. Miss Evans, if you'd like to come back here and stand next to Mr. Knight, we can talk about the objects. Now, as I mentioned at the start of the challenge, the idea of the game was to move the items from this bowl into that bowl. So, Mr. Knight, you've run all the way around for absolutely nothing because the objects were not transported. They stayed exactly where they were. Miss Evans, you have won. Well done. It is now 4-3 to Miss Evans.
Yes!
I can't believe you just did that. Will Mr. Knight be able to bring it back in the next teacher challenge? Well, if he can follow some simple rules, maybe.
With the performance looming ever closer, the sorceries were hard at work practicing, so I paid them a visit to check out how they were getting on.
You see, if I take take it and rub it in my hands, it's disappeared.
Now that was impressive. That was very good.
And now if I go like this, tap once. Now please, will you open that? What does it say on it?
It'll say the word hi, hopefully, if it's the one that I wrote on. And there you have it.
Hi.
The word hi.
Oh yes!
Thomas, that was really good.
Yeah, I know, I'm so clever.
So how are you finding the trick? Because obviously we're getting more and more difficult.
It is.
You can't?
No. It's good.
Is it something that practice can solve? How are you feeling about the performance? Because of course, you know, your character's coming more and more out of its shell every performance, so...
As you can see, rubbish on this one.
Really?
Because I like the trick's good, but I can't do it.
Can't do it, Mehmet? Oh no, let's see if the girls are more confident.
Hello.
Hi, Barney.
It's so much quieter in here compared to the boys' room. That's mad. How are you feeling, girls? Nervous? Hands up. What are you more nervous about? The fact that it's a complicated trick or the fact that you've got people your age watching?
Some people might think, oh, you're my age, I could do that.
You think you've got an audience of 11-year-old critics?
Yeah.
They're all there with their paper and
Yeah.
their pen.
Yeah.
How about you, Ellie?
I don't mind the people be there because then they'll be easier to work with and you can get them to make them laugh easier. With the parents, they couldn't really get them laugh like as much as the kids can.
Mums and dads are being nice as well, though, aren't they, in the audience? So that maybe you've got to work a bit harder on the comedy and stuff. Now, listen, Megan, as long as you know, this isn't a mouse. It's not going to scratch you. It's a cuddly teddy bear. So you OK with this one?
No.
You're not? Are you finding it hard? Yeah. So what about your performance? Because I thought you were hilarious on the last performance. All that stuff when you went off stage and you forgot your pin, that was all really good. I think you should keep that in. You going to work on it? All right, then, well, good luck with it, girls. I know it's a hard one, but I'm going to be there, yeah. I'll be giving you support. Don't worry, as usual. Nice work, Miss Evans. See you later. Good luck. Bye.
When the audience arrived, the 10 sorceries prepared to face their toughest judges yet.
So these are the people that you'll be performing for, guys.
How would they fare in front of an audience their own age?
Very big difference from performing in front of their friends and family to actually performing in front of their peers.
This performance would be a crucial milestone in their road to becoming seasoned magicians. But surprisingly, the sorceries were feeling unfazed by their audience.
When I saw the audience, I wasn't scared or anything because they all seem really nice and they all seem like because they're all laughing when they came in, so obviously they want to have fun.
I feel a little bit nervous from where I haven't had a lot of time to practice my trick, but that's it.
I feel confident.
The audience was expecting big things from the trainee magicians.
Now, to be first on stage is quite a nerve-wracking thing because, of course, you're the first person, you're the one that's opening the show. And if anyone can handle it, Joe can.
Joe had a novel approach to warming up the crowd, being downright rude to them.
Right, you. Yeah, you. Would you like to come up here, please?
And not surprisingly, it didn't work.
Don't show it to me and screw it up.
The audience were unamused, and even Dr. Shidlow caught up on some Zeds during the performance.
One more thing. Element of surprise!
Joe's finale fell on stony silence, but he did manage to wake the doctor, if nothing else.
Once again, Joe Savage has a very unique style on stage. If I'm being honest, I was a little bit confused about what was going on.
Next up was Thomas.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sorcerer, sir, I am Dance Devil because I like to dance.
Thomas showed he could pull off a great dance move, but what about the magic he'd been struggling with? He was on fire as he worked his cups like a true magician.
I looked in that cup and there it was.
But then, right at the very end, he revealed to the entire audience how the trick was done. There's the string on the wand. Oh dear. The performers took to the stage one by one, but the audience were a tough crowd to please.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Witty Whiteley. Now, you may have...
It wasn't going to be as easy as the sorceries thought.
Here today, that you're talking about the same age group for an audience, and they're not really playing along.
It wasn't long before word got round backstage about the frosty audience, and tensions started running high.
People have been saying, oh, they don't laugh, they sit there like that. I couldn't open it. But so hopefully, if they don't laugh, I'll make it enjoying for myself.
Are we all feeling okay?
Yeah!
Well then, moving on swiftly. Okay.
It's a tough crowd.
As the final few took to the stage, the audience were making no effort to hide their boredom.
That's me and
Backstage, the final performer, by now a very nervous Frankie, got some last-minute advice from Mr. Knight.
I'm going to take out your wand, you need 2 cups, and then you take over everything else.
I shall.
Good. OK. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Do you think so?
I am ready. Don't make me laugh.
All the way from Glasgow, Mr. Frankie Rainey.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Frankie of the Glen, the Scottish magician. And today I'm going to perform a trick for you with 2 cups.
Frankie loves performing, but when his magic went to pieces, he had to rely on his charm to carry him through.
Write anything, not your name, because that's a bit boring. So just write, not saying your name's boring. And 3, 2, 1.
Need some work on your sleight of hand, I think, Frankie.
Ah! Please don't laugh. It's not helping at all.
Frankie's magic hadn't worked, but surely he'd scored points by getting the audience to smile.
It's disappeared from there, and it's there. Good evening.
Poor old Frankie, he tried so hard there, but that's how important it is to just carry on with what you're doing. Now, maybe the comedy wasn't supposed to be in the act, but maybe that's something he can stick in the next one, because I think it worked pretty well.
Time to find out what the audience thought of our Sorceries performances.
I did everything wrong.
Can you imagine being on stage like that? It's not easy, is it? Do you think you're a tough crowd to play? Yeah. Who's your favourite?
Probably the first one.
The first one? We're going back to who was the first one? That was Joe, wasn't it? Fellas, how about you on the front row? Who did you think was the best actor?
Scottish.
Frankie from the Glen?
Yeah.
Why? What reason?
He's
Because you can't do everything wrong?
Yeah.
So let's talk about the audience, fellas. First reactions?
Horrible. Tight. Ugly. 3/4 of those kids didn't even clap. I just laughed my whole performance.
Even if
Do you know what? Your performance was actually hilarious. You were laughing along with it, and that then gave us the chance to laugh along with you. We weren't laughing at you.
Tommy Cooper.
But man, it was funny. Well, that's what a great compliment. Glasgow's version of Tommy. He's like the best comedian ever. Come on then, girls, let's talk. Over here in the quiet corner.
They were really hard to work with because they just didn't clap or smile or anything.
Anything from now is just going to be a lot easier. Do you know what I mean? But I mean, it's not a nice feeling to go on stage and do your best, and people are sort of looking at you like that and going, yeah, whatever, next.
Because they didn't smile, I thought I was doing badly. So then
Yeah.
I thought, what can I do? And then everything else went wrong.
It doesn't matter what your audience are doing. Obviously, you've got to roll with it and see how they're reacting. But if they're doing nothing, just go on there and perform like you've never performed before, because then you can come off and go, well, I gave it my best. So it's been a tough day for our Sorceries. They have played their hardest audience to date. Has it knocked their confidence, or will they come bouncing back with an even better performance? You'll have to find out next time.
Coming up later on The Sorcerer's Apprentice. Sports Day madness hits magic school.
Are you okay?
Leonie has a bout of stage fright.
Is it nerves?
And Joe crosses the sorcerer.
You're magicians and magicians lie.
Something magical is happening to Blue Peter. A special Grand Council is gathering to meet the greatest wizard of all. You'd be a muggle to miss it. Harry Potter, a Blue Peter special. Friday at 4:30 on CBBC One.
The star DSDs this week are Nadir, who must direct a pop music video,
Siobhan, who must learn sign language for a TV interview,
and Eleanor, who must design a dress fit for Christina Aguilera.
DSD with CBBC weekdays at 7:15 on CBBC Two.
Thanks for hanging out with us this morning, and if you haven't got to rush off to school, I suggest you switch over to the CBBC channel. See you later.